Good evening, you're watching Republic TV. It's 7 p.m. and on the biggest story tonight, full details of how India struck Pakistan on Sunday. 50 casualties, 7 targets struck, 7 camps, terror camps decimated. We'll tell you all about that. Getting full details of India's sensational counter-strike on Sunday when we demolished Pakistani terror infrastructure across the line of control. Republic TV has accessed full details of the kind of damage that was inflicted by the army on the Pakistan side of the border in PoK. In Muzaffarabad, we're given to understand that a Pakistan brigade headquarters was also damaged. Getting in details also of how we struck some terror camps 30 kilometers inside PoK. Telling you the effect of India's action. Tejinder, Zeenat and Brigadier Mahalingam joining us in the biggest story tonight. Tejinder, coming to you first. What details are you picking up this evening of the kind of damage that we've inflicted? Bofors also being used in this assault.
Yes, Niranjan, Pakistan never expected that India would be retaliating in such a fashion that all the
side. Pakistan had violated the ceasefire in the Kandahar sector, wherein 2 of our brave jawans, they attained martyrdom and a civilian was also killed. But this time the Indian army retaliated in such a way that 7 Pakistani terror training camps, they have been completely destroyed. We have been told that 7 SSG commandos who form the border action team, a BAT team, they were also killed, and also more than 50 terrorists who were under training in these terror training camps, they have also been killed in the retaliation of the Indian Army. Pakistan Army's brigade headquarters.
Tejinder, we'll try and reconnect with you because we've lost your video feed. We'll try and reconnect with you. Zeenat, what more are you picking up about India's counter-strike?
Absolutely, Niranjan. We have been seeing the counter-strike carried by the Indian Army, and they are giving a very befitting reply and a strong response to Pakistan, because we have been seeing the ceasefire violations being committed by the Pakistan continuously for the last 3 months. But at the same time, we need to understand these attempts are usually in the months, because after a month or 15 days of time, we will be having more snow and the passes will be covered. And this is the time when they try to push more infiltrators in order to disrupt peace on ground, and particularly in hinterland as well as on borders. But at the same time, as the Indian Army has claimed that they have killed around 7 SSG commandos of Pakistan Army who were trying to carry the BAT action. They were trying to push more infiltrators, but we have also been seeing in recent past the way the Indian Army were able to apprehend Pak militants, particularly from the Lashkar-e-Toiba. When we talk about the ceasefire violations being conducted by the Pakistan Army on Kashmir borders, when we talk about Kupwara, Uri or Gulmarg sector, we have been seeing the Indian Army giving the befitting reply, but at the same time the civilians are losing their lives, and also some of the Jawans lost their life recently in Kupwara Tangdar sector, where the 2 Jawans lost their life and also a civilian got injured, and civilian lost his life and the 2 of the civilians got injured. But at the same time, as General Bipin Rawat recently made it very clear to the Pakistan that if they try to do something nasty, they will be getting the more and more harder response. And what we are picking now is that around 50 militants have been killed across Pakistan in PoK, and also 7 terror paths have been completely destroyed. The brigade command headquarters have been destroyed. All this is coming because the Pakistan is violating ceasefire along the line of control.
Zeenat, Tejinder and Aishwarya is also joining us. Aishwarya, quickly, because the full extent of what happened at the line of control and in PoK is unraveling this evening. In fact, we've picked up details of how some of these targets were at least 30 kilometers inside PoK. And we're also picking up details of the kind of damage as far as in Muzaffarabad, where there's complete panic. Brigadier Mahalingam, before I come to you, just quickly want to go across to Aishwarya as well of what he's picking up from New Delhi on the developments.
Well, 50 terrorists, 7 SSG and 7 of these camps destroyed. We are being told, yes, 30 to 35 kilometers inside the Pakistani border we have hit. But one thing is very clear, that the government of India, and to be very clear, military intelligence, Niranjan, has has still valid input of 100 more terrorists which are there in at least a dozen more camps around the PoK area. So we have still active inputs. So if the Pakistani government and if the Pakistani army does not understand, the Indian army would have to once again retaliate in the same manner. So this is just the beginning, and this is something which the Pakistani administration and then the Pakistani army needs to understand that they need to stop. Otherwise, India will retaliate in the same manner.
Yeah, Brigadier Mahalingam, you know, we're calling this Operation PoK. Operation PoK, Brigadier Mahalingam. And this is a message to Pakistan that if you don't stop exporting terror, we will eliminate terror either way.
Absolutely. You see, this is not just a message to Pakistan, but it is a message also to the international community that Pakistan has crossed the threshold of India's patience. In fact, we carried out surgical strikes followed by the Balakot strike and hoped, India very earnestly hoped that Pakistan will learn a lesson and put an end to this particular menace of terrorism. But that is not to be. Ever since then, Pakistan has been developing the terror infrastructure inside the Pakistan PoK area, especially the terror camps, and as also the brigade headquarters there to coordinate these things and to support their actions. They have had the gun positions, probably they are the temporary gun positions which have been created for the purpose of supporting terrorists. Therefore, what India has really done is to strike at the terror infrastructure. The aim being that Pakistan must once again realize that if they continue with this, they will have to pay a cost. In fact, earlier people used to ask me what this paying of cost implies. Well, I can tell them now, this precisely is what is meant by paying the cost. And therefore, as far as I can see, the Indian government perhaps has taken a view that in future, it will not be as infiltrate, thereafter carry out terror attack and forget about it as far as Pakistan is concerned. Pakistan will have to wait and watch for retaliatory action if they carries out any terror attacks on either in Indian positions across the line of control or any terror attacks inside India. This, in fact, I'm of the opinion, should be the permanent sort of policy in as far as India is concerned. We cannot afford to wait for these terrorists to infiltrate, to carry out attacks, and thereafter tackle them. This is not possible. India will have to take the battle of terrorism across the border into Pakistan, which very rightly the government of India has done.
Yeah. Let's see if Tejinder is back with us. Tejinder is not yet live, but Zeenat, we've seen some videos emerging from Muzaffarabad in PoK. There's complete panic. We also saw that the Pakistan army spokespersons tried to parade a few people from the Western media, a few selected press to sort of, I don't know what the intention was, but we understand that there was a request from Pakistan to India not to ensure that there's ceasefire. But even though India maintained ceasefire, Pakistan has continued with the firing. Now, you were there at Thangdar where most of the civilian areas were also targeted. Can we also show those pictures and also take us through what you saw there yourself, Zeenat?
See, Niranjan, when I was in Thangdar for 2 days, rather, I have been seeing the way the public property is damaged, the way the Pakistan is inflicting pain on civilians who are living near their border, the border residents. One of the civilian lost his life because his daughter was getting married by the end of this month. He was taking the belongings of the daughter to a safer place, and in between, when he was shifting those belongings, the shell hit him and he died on spot. That was there. The cattle were killed. It was completely as if the entire village was mourning. And this is not the picture only that has emerged from gunshot that's in Karna Tangdar. But at the same time, if you remember, Niranjan, I visited Kamalkot, where again a civilian lost his life, who was the lone bread earner of the sisters and the family, and he also was hit by Pakistan shell. The shells are there in the maize fields because they try to target the civilian population. Similarly, if you remember, in Gulmarg sector recently, a 15 Corps commander Lieutenant General KGS Dillon made it clear to the press, and also held a press conference where he pointed out that the two militants of the Lashkar Toiba who was trying to sneak in, they were apprehended and they are being interrogated. So this is not the first time when the civilian population or the militants are being pushed inside the Kashmir Valley. If you remember, Niranjan, we have been seeing since the article abrogation of 370 took place in 5th of August, we have been seeing the Pak militants trying to kill those Kashmiris who try to open their shops, who try to earn their livelihood, because the Pakistan is giving the dictats to the militants here, and those who are the part of the Pak or who are Pak proxies, they are telling them to not allow Kashmiris to resume their life, because we have the examples where